we're still here. Right, Joe?
That we are, Mr. Moskowitz, that we are. We've got temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60 this morning, and we have some clouds out to the west, but we're enjoying some sunshine for the time being. Those clouds will gradually work in to mix with the sun, and this is a strong upper air disturbance, a rather strong cold front coming down. Strong in the sense that now that it has a whole lot ahead of it, there are some showers in eastern Michigan moving into western Pennsylvania, but that the push of cool air behind it will be quite a dominating feature here as we go into the weekend and into the first part of next week, where it stays basically dry. And it's dry on the radar, no precipitation echoes. So your forecast today, look for sunshine, some arriving clouds coming in, 72 to 77. That'll be followed by clouds and a few showers tonight, 55 to 60. That will give way to a mix of sun and clouds with highs only in the upper 60s to low 70s tomorrow with a gusty wind. And on the extended, it's going to be cool and breezy for most of the weekend, with temperatures trending down into Sunday. Joe?
Yeah, well, it's time of year. From pigeon toes to club feet. Next on To Your Health, we'll set the record straight on pediatric foot problems.
What upsets me about George Pataki is that he waffles on an issue that's so important to someone like myself.
With our free home delivery service, Genovese.
Bent, and you just see a correction. And that's the
It is a fairly common birth deformity and one that usually corrects itself, but as we turn our attention to your health, Dr. Anne-Marie Kwaschuk is here to tell us that sometimes it's not a good idea to let nature take its course. Doctor?
Good morning, Joe. Thank you. It's known as pigeon-toed or in-toed, but whatever you call it, it's the same thing. And while it's true that most kids will grow out of it, by the time many do, they've already developed other foot and leg problems. That's why it can be extremely important to convince everyone involved that something needs to be done, sooner rather than later.
They wanted me to see an orthopedic first. When I saw the orthopedic, who said that he would probably outgrow it.
I was, trying to get attention, and nobody was paying attention.
These mothers have children who are pigeon-toed. It's hardly a life-threatening condition, but it can certainly cause problems.
As he started to walk, we noticed that he was almost tripping on himself. Of course, it was early, and it was hard to tell whether or not, he would really come out of it as I was told.
In fact, most pigeon-toed kids will grow out of it, but 15% won't.
The parents should look to see if the child, when they sit and recline on the floor, they like to sit on their knees with their feet behind them and turned out, called a reverse W type of position, rather than sitting like an Indian or with cross-legged, with the legs open.
You can see that there is a mild bowing.
If so, then Dr. Caprioli says it might be time for a doctor to take a serious look at your child. He and his wife, Dr. Marianne Bolatti, both say a good exam of a pigeon-toed child should start at the hip and move down the leg to the foot to find out where the problem is coming from. Once that's done, steps can be taken to correct it by manipulating the leg into the proper position. For example, Stephen Barbazzo has been wearing something called a Wheaton brace for the past 3 months.
This device is placed on the child's thigh, and then this lower device is placed on the foot. This is for a left foot. If you notice, this would be for a child who had a round in-toe on the left foot. Would push the foot in the opposite way, so we control the foot. Then we can actually rotate the lower leg with the magic of Velcro.
As the child gets older, it's hard to reverse rotation problems, not only because it's hard to change or correct already developed bone or soft tissue, but the older active child has a hard time tolerating such restrictive devices.
We've had parents where the child removes the shoes and literally throws the device at the parent. But that's why the new technology is addressing this. A device has been developed called a CRS device, called a counter-rotation splint. This allows the child to actually crawl with the feet being rotated outward, and it is adjustable on the shoes. This device is actually glued and adhered to the bottom of a straight shoe such as this, and the child can manipulate and obviously has more flexibility.
Because he's so active, Gregory will be using the counter-rotation splint for several months to correct his condition. As long as it works, his mother doesn't care how long it takes.
I'd like to see him walking straight, just so that he can grow in a proper fashion and, do sports and not fall on his feet.
And by bringing Gregory here, she's already taken the first step to helping him put his best foot forward.
Dr. Kwasczuk, this is a rather amazing device, but
neat.
is it? It is. I play with it all day, but it's got a much greater importance than that. Is this the answer, or do you need to do something else?
Along with this, or any of the braces, or even casting, what comes along with it, Dr. Bellotti or Dr. Caprioli suggests, is exercise, either through manipulation and mother working with the foot when she's doing the diaper, holding the baby. And for the older children, get them into karate, ballet, and for the younger children, the big wheel is the best toy.
Okay. Big wheel, there you go. They're probably a lot less expensive, although insurance takes care of this sort of thing.
Yes, it does.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. Kwasczuk. We'll be back with lots more in the daytime edition. Stay with us.